Welcome to today's training on Urban Debate Judging, hosted by the National Association for Urban Debate Leagues. We call ourselves NAUDL. With a helping hand from the Citi Foundation and ServSmart, our consultant team in Seattle, I'd like to thank you for volunteering some of your time today to learn how to judge urban debate. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Sarah Sanchez. I'm the National Program Manager for the National Association for Urban Debate Leagues, and I'm so excited to guide you through your first look at the world of competitive debate. I have 15 years of experience in debate as a competitor, coach, and judge, and now I use that expertise to develop training resources and materials for students, coaches, and volunteers like yourself. In my 7 years as a high school teacher, I can attest that debate is the single most transformative activity that I have ever seen. And so I would like to thank you, because already you're volunteering to ensure more students have the opportunity to participate in this incredible activity. Thank you for taking a moment out of your day to get a better understanding of debate before you volunteer. It puts you in a much better position to make a difference. You volunteering as a tournament judge makes urban debate possible. For every judge, 4 more students participate in a round. In fact, debate just can't run without volunteers. The goals for this training are learning why judging is so important and the impact you'll make on so many students, even in a single day as an urban debate judge. Familiarizing yourself with the basics of judging debate, and experiencing what your round will look like. As an agenda, I'll start with an overview of the urban debate movement and the National Association for Urban Debate Leagues. I'll describe what types of qualities make a great volunteer judge and what role you'll play at the tournament. I'll take you through the day, walking into your first round, through the end of your shift. And if you have any questions at the end, I'll leave an email so that you can send them to me. First, an overview of urban education. We have an equity crisis in our public schools, and our urban students are most adversely affected. In most urban school districts, only 53% of students graduate on time. Those who drop out are twice as likely to live in poverty and 63 times as likely to face incarceration. They relate to debate because 30 years ago, debate disappeared from urban public schools. It was only an option in private and wealthy suburban schools. NAUDL works with 22 urban debate leagues in cities all over the country, including New York City, to ensure that all students have access to debate. As of last year, over 10,000 students participated in urban debate. This matters because debate teaches students how to think critically, communicate, and collaborate. It gives them the opportunity to practice these skills at tournaments, a space where they receive feedback and support from adults. That ignites students' passion for learning, and that confidence empowers students outside of the classroom. Urban debate is a path to progress for so many urban students. Our research shows that every semester that a student debates, his or her grades improve. 90% of debaters in urban schools graduate, as opposed to 53% of their peers. 85% of debaters enroll in college, and they are 80% more likely to graduate than their non-debating peers. NAUDL exists to reestablish debate programs in urban public schools. There are 22 urban debate leagues across the country, and we work to start new leagues almost every year. Let's transition to the role that judges like yourself play in this process. First of all, judging debate is for everyone. If you are interested in working with high school students, enjoy providing feedback, are a good listener, and are comfortable taking notes, you are qualified to be a judge in an urban debate league. And I really want to emphasize that. Judging debate is for everyone. Our leagues want to bring in a diverse range of professionals to judge debates. This encourages students to adapt their arguments to the person sitting in front of them, and learning to adapt their arguments to different judges with different perspectives is one of the greatest skills debate teaches students. Your experience and expertise exposes our students to new ideas and argumentation. Please share that experience with our students. It will expose them to new possibilities. There are 3 parts to the role of a judge. At tournaments, you are an educator, and you get to see it in action. Students will take the feedback that you give them in a debate round, and they will turn it around immediately and use it in their next debate. That type of immediate feedback is one of the most valuable types of feedback students can receive. You are also a decision maker. You vote for the team that presented the better arguments. It can be hard because sometimes both teams do a great job. But don't worry about it. Just set aside your personal opinions and consider the arguments as they were presented to you. Also, remember, it's really not possible to be wrong. As long as you're fairly considering the arguments as they were presented, you are correct, even if another judge reaches a different decision than you. Finally, you are an arbitrator. Rarely, you may need to comment on some issues inside the debate. Sometimes partners might not get along, or evidence is misplaced. Usually it's a student who's a little nervous or upset. If problems arise, do your best to try to allow the debaters to work things out themselves. If they clearly need a judge's help, be supportive, but the ultimate goal is to continue and finish the round. In order to win a debate, a debater should be doing 4 things for the judge. A debater should display logic and reasoning with a depth of analysis. They should use evidence without being driven by their evidence. They should present a clash of ideas by countering and refuting the arguments of the opposing team. And they should communicate their ideas with clarity, organization, eloquence, and professional decorum. In public forum debate, topics are worded as resolutions, meaning that the topic is a position and the debaters on the pro defend the position, while the debaters on the con refute the position. Public forum topics change nationally every month. This is a sample from December. Resolved, for-profit prisons in the United States should be banned. As you can see, there is a sample of some of the arguments that the pro might use on this topic, and some of the arguments that the con might use on this topic. Your job would be determining which side best presents their case. Evidence comes in different forms. I'd like to take a second to talk about the types of arguments that you might hear in an urban debate setting. Sometimes we think that policy decisions can be made simply by weighing costs and benefits, but that ignores the experiences and personal connections that people might have to our topics. Debaters, therefore, will use evidence from a variety of sources: scholarly journals, articles, government reports, and they may also present evidence from their own experiences with the topic. Studies have weight and value, and so do personal stories. As a judge, be open to evaluate evidence from all forms and allow students the opportunity to persuade you. This may be true for all sorts of different topics. For example, other topics that have been debated in public forum in previous years are nuclear weapons, Iran, ocean exploration, and the Electoral College. Most debate tournaments have a similar pattern with 4 rounds. For the purpose of Wednesday night, we'll only have 1 exhibition round with multiple judges, so it'll be a little bit different than if you've judged with the New York City Urban Debate League before. Let's break down each of these steps. When you arrive, you'll get a ballot and locate your room number. Once you enter your room, it should be unlocked and in good order. Now, you may have a classroom, you may have a boardroom, you might have something in between, but each team will prepare to speak by setting up tables and space for themselves and a speaking area like a podium. Find a comfortable seat with a clear view of the podium and a writing surface to take notes on. The start time will be on the ballot as well. Both teams should arrive and make sure all of the judges are present. If anyone is missing, alert the tournament staff. Rounds need to begin on time in order to keep the tournament on schedule for everyone. Take a second to introduce yourself to the debaters, let them know a little bit about yourself, and then ask them to help you fill out the top of the ballot. This is a sample from a ballot in the New York City Urban Debate League Middle School League. For a public debate, the teams will flip a coin to determine which side speaks first and which team defends the pro or the con. Mark the school and side of the first team and second team after they're decided. You'll need the debater's names and who is speaking first or second. Students should be able to help you with this information. It will help you rank the speakers in order at the end of the debate. If you have any issues with the ballot, the kids are the best on-site trainers. They can point to the blank space and tell you what to fill in. They know what they're doing. During the debate, when all 4 speakers are ready, you can begin. You'll need a paper, a pen, and a timer. Tell the debaters to begin the debate. Debaters have until the posted start time to prepare for the upcoming round. Be sure to encourage students who refuse to give speeches or don't want to give a complete speech. Discourage tag team cross-examination. That's when both partners are participating. It's important that all debaters participate, not just one from each team. As the debate goes on, take notes and time the speeches. Be an active listener. Debaters should respond to previous speakers and clash with each other's arguments. Keep track of major arguments, use of evidence, and smart analysis. Also, note the arguments that got responded to and which were ignored. Now, you'll notice on the right side of this slide all of the speaker times. Don't worry about memorizing them. They're on your ballot. But this will give you an idea of how the round is organized. At the end of the debate, render a decision. Take a few minutes and jot down on your ballot why you thought which team won, and defend that with feedback for them. Vote in favor of either the pro or con, and explain your decision in the space provided on the ballot. You don't need to reveal which team you voted to for the debaters, but we would like to encourage you to speak to them about the things they did well and the things that they can improve upon. Generally, I like to think about this as a compliment sandwich. Always mention one thing that the debaters did well, one thing that they could have done a little bit better, and follow it up with something that they did well. Back to the top of the ballot. The tournament director will need a little bit more information about each debate so that they can keep track of the rounds. You'll be asked to rate each speaker on a scale of 1 to 30 and rank them 1 to 4. These assessments help us break ties. Most debate judges work on a 25 to 30 point scale. 25 generally means, thank you for playing, but you have some work to do. 30 means this was the most amazing speech possible, and I'm not really sure that you could have done any better. Most students fall somewhere in between. You can also use tenths of points to distinguish between students. 27.5 is pretty much an average speech. Provide feedback. This is the step where the value of your volunteer engagement is maximized. The students have spent the past hour demonstrating their skills and making arguments. You provide feedback to let them know which arguments resonated, which didn't work as well, and how they might improve their performance for the next debate. Each of these debaters will head into another debate round, and they will use that feedback to ensure that their arguments improve. Once you've finished with your feedback, hand in your completed ballot at the registration table and wait a minute to confirm that your duties for the day are done and that everything has been filled out correctly. Congratulations! You've completed this training and you're ready to judge some debates. If you have any questions, feel free to email them to volunteers@urbandebate.org or stop by our judge training right before the Citi Awards night and we'll answer any questions you might still have. I look forward to meeting with you, and thank you again for volunteering for this impactful opportunity to work with urban students.